Hey everybody, Adam Savage here in my cave, and Barry from Factory Entertainment is back, sir. It's good to see you. Oh, what you have brought is so... Oh my God, you just introduce what this is, Barry.
Well, here we have the, I hate to say it, the ultimate playset.
The ultimate!
For big kids and some little kids. This is, we all had the Mego cardboard thing with it, and it was great, but it was never...
With the little transporter, and you turned it around.
And you loved it, but you always wanted that little bit more. And I know you were like me. I was the kid who, when the parents would get an appliance, the box that it came in would be turned into a bridge or a Best Bin Cloud City or whatever with duct tape. And
refrigerator boxes were the best because you could build the biggest things.
Good scale, and they were decent, nice and strong, and they held the duct tape well. Well, this is the evolution of that. This is to take, it's a set replica. So just like the real set, the walls are wild, so we can take them in and out, because people don't appreciate that we rarely saw the complete set on screen.
Right.
Mainly because, in the 1960s, a camera would have been the size of my fist.
They're
and
huge.
The cables running out the back would have been as thick as a man's thigh, so they had to remove the walls. So each section on set was actually removable, so each piece could be pulled out. And the majority of the set shots we saw with this angle, from the captain's perspective.
There's not a single shot in the original series where the camera pans
one
around
or
the whole
two.
set. Oh, it does.
But the reason most of it isn't, and you'll see with this, as we're experiencing here, these shields, which are the upper lights, as it were, actually block the vision. So most of the time they weren't there. So they were taken out.
You don't even see the ceiling much of the time.
No, not really. Wow. The occasional shots, but the most important shot you typically see is either from the captain's view, facing the view screen, or over his shoulder where you've got Spock's station and Uhura's station. This is sort of where the action happens,
right? And
the turbo lift. But everywhere got action and saw it, and it was an active set. Everything did function. Well, it functioned, but they had lights and greeblies and things.
Oh my God. Okay, so we live in this age right now where like Star Trek fandom is as deep as it can get.
Pretty much.
And yet I'm sure there are still some research rabbit holes that sent you searching. What was the hardest problem to research for this?
The changeability of set, because you're talking about something that was built, from plywood mainly, and on a gang. So it wasn't always the same. It changes from season to season.
So they might have replaced this with that and swapped them out?
The upper graphics, for example, it's a common story that people know that the original first few episodes were somewhat underwhelming. So people from the NASA laboratory sent them actual graphics to put in the top. So they change out. But then we noticed that they obviously only had a certain set, because sometimes, let's say, graphic A is here, and then in another episode it's over here, and then they kind of switch them around on set, because they must have been, I'm assuming, on celluloid or cellophane.
I would imagine, but also then that means that your fans who are buying this are going to have a specific arrangement they want.
And we'll try to match it as best we can, but there is no single bridge.
But you just had to choose a sort of bridge. One of the problems I see that you've solved here is the really excellent but difficult problem of making a nice bright light where no light leaks are around it. That
light leak is not easy. And you've got some very, very bright. Spock's viewer, for example, is much brighter and not working right now, but there will be some functional video screens here, because we do have that moire pattern that we see.
Oh, right.
And on Uhura's station, she also has a video. But it's combining, they are backlit, acrylic, painted, and then but then we've got some manual things. So you can actually move this. This does actually come out. You can pull it out, and there is a blanking plate. It's fiddly, so I'm not going to do it now.
Fair.
All the chairs are magnetic, so they will sit in place. And one of the hardest things was the carpet. It isn't carpet, because carpet at this scale doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
So we've used a textured sandpaper type material to give the illusion of carpet.
That must have been very difficult to get the consistency you were searching for.
It doesn't look right. The plan behind this is as a play set, but also for people to do their own, I hate to say directing and producing, but the idea is that if you want to pull out a thing and get your little camera, because in the days of an iPhone or a mini cam, we can shoot from right inside, and we can get in here and be in the action, because that's what the first thing, the dome over the top.
Yeah.
People said, why is there no dome over the top? Because you want to put your head in it. You want to immerse yourself in it. This is the biggest challenge for this is, where do you put it?
Right. Oh,
because it's very demanding and very space heavy. We originally wondered about having it split in half,
right?
But it doesn't work because it doesn't fit with the geometry. Of
right.
The
oh no, because it's what is it, 9 or something?
Yeah, I think it's either orthogonal or it's and it's quite interesting to see. They obviously did plan it out. There are set pieces that were obviously the same, so they could duplicate them. So actually, most of the consoles are the same.
Are the same?
They're just either replicas, and then they just changed out the different consoles, I guess you call them.
Just to state that the simple fact of making 9 sections that actually are interchangeable is in and of itself not easy. I'm sure you ran
have to
into
give
that.
shout out to the model maker Malachi for that one with his magnets, and it will, if I put this back in here, it will actually boot back up in a second.
No way!
It does work,
you have
so
the
electric,
the
we can do
pogo
the
pins,
same
of course.
with this one, and everything's on a pogo, so it'll come out, so you can switch your point of view. We can't do the view screen one, unfortunately, because that's too complicated, and we'll show in a minute. The other thing you get is the command deck, which is designed to emulate.
Oh, right. These are from the chair. Can I tell you how long I spent replicating all 8 of these colors with an airbrush?
We still haven't worked out what they were from. I'm trying. My money's on a keyboard, like an old, like a Moog or something like that, original. But we cannot find the source of these specific buttons because some of them have a flat plane in the middle, and some don't. And I'm still, so anybody out there who knows where these things came from, we'd love to know, just for weird nerdiness.
The little tiny things you discover. When I made my captain's chair, and I built the mid-century chair exactly to plans, and I put it all together, and there was like a 1.5-inch gap on the back of the chair, and I was like, where's that from? And I looked at all the reference material, and it was like not there, and then I realized I found one shot from behind the scenes from back here where they weren't planning to shoot here, and you saw the gap. You realized they moved the chair depending on where they were filming from.
But there's great footage of Mr. Shatner going to the amazing, and we're indebted to them, the replica, the set replica that they have up in Ticonderoga. And he sits in the chair and he says something along the lines of, "Well, this is really way better than the original."
Amazing.
And then they can't get him out of it because it's his chair, right?
Okay, so we have the buttons.
So there you go.
Here.
So here we have all of the different sort of interactive features. Oh yeah, sound and video. So if you click that, you'll get red alert on, and it will actually correspond to the various things.
Dude.
And then you just turn it off by pushing the other way. And then the yellow button will give you, well, first of all, let's do the one that most people are going to want, is the bridge ambient noise.
Bridge ambient noise, okay.
So you can turn it on, and we'll get, he said, never work with children or play sets. There we go. And now it'll just sit. This is what most people will remember, and this is a loop, I think, of 40 minutes that it goes on.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, dude, it is so...
And then if you flick the one, you've got the video screen, which is the pink one. So if you watch the video screen and when you flick it, it'll do all the various footage that played. And what we've had to do is isolate the footage that you see on the screen without the borders, without the backs of the actors' heads. And if you keep flicking it, you can flick through all the different, I think we've got 22 different ones on there. So here we have the, you'll see more that you recognize in a minute.
So you went through every episode and found the
hardest one is
isolated.
The hardest one is the Gorn episode, because you'll see when we get to the Gorn episode, when we watch the show, the action on screen doesn't match up with what you see. And so it cuts back to the bridge, back to them. So it's very weird to watch it all in its entirety. And then we got to,
this is incredible.
Pring.
It's like every episode you could want.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was the hardest one because it had all the actors' heads in the background.
Oh.
So some of them take a little while to build up. There we go. Here's...
Oh, man.
And that's for some. And if you leave them, they'll play in sequence.
For the whole.
And then the screensaver is just the star field, which is what we see. So it will revert back to the star field eventually.
Oh my God. Okay, so what scale is this? This is
1/18.
1/18.
So for 3 and 3. And we've got some action features too. So if you want to do the, my favorite one is obviously the turbo lift will actually run.
The door's closed.
Now this isn't working exactly, and it is actually running a turbo lift sequence.
Oh yes, it is.
We can look if we pull this panel off. You can see it running. The most important part of these, but they obviously now I've removed them, they're not lit. But as I put it back in,
they will light.
They will light. So the only thing we're going to change, and now the door is going to open, and we maybe should have got a shot through the back there for the view that everybody remembers when they, captain on the bridge.
Yep. Dude. There must have been a million times while building this that you just pinched yourself like you couldn't believe what you get to play with.
Yeah. I'm very lucky. This is a real job, believe it or not.
You got these beautiful, the speaker.
Yeah, again, we tried to make it look inspired by, it isn't the exact right fabric because there's a whole story behind that, but it's as close as
that's good enough for me. Yeah. That's the same stuff I found for my chair.
And the sound all comes out of there, so that is the speaker. So the whole thing is self-contained and quite loud.
Oh my gosh. How has the customer response been as you've been, or is this the first big reveal? This is the
first big reveal. So Comic-Con is where people will see. We had it last year in a semi-opera, nothing was, it was, I would say 50% finished. Just to see, because you never know with these things, are we the only crazy ones?
Sure. So you found out last year enough
everybody
to
said,
know
ooh,
that it was time to move forward.
Yes. So now we'll move forward. So this will be released in 2027. We're going to now work on getting this manufacturable, which is a whole other fun game.
Do you know how many you plan to make?
We don't actually. It will be based on, the original idea was to do these very much kind of one at a time, bespoke, but we have been inundated with such amount of interest that I think we can probably at the very least get an edition out of them, whether it will be 50, whether it will be 100, time will tell. And it will be very much dependent on consumer demand. You know, if there's 500 people out there who want this, great, then we'll make 500.
It's a
commitment.
No matter how many you sell, in 15 years, this will be the most skookum bit of unobtainium that ever
because then we'll
existed.
do another bridge.
No one's ever going to do this
Then we'll do
again.
another bridge. We'll do the Enterprise D, or that's the beautiful thing about Star Trek. Most of the bridges, except for the new ones with all the shiny floor, which I'm not going to touch those, because they'll be a nightmare from a practical. Imagine getting the fingerprints off of all of those.
No, it'd be all iPhone screens, right?
And that's what I love about this. We're sitting here 60 years after. This is actually the 60th anniversary, and it still looks right. You know, it hasn't dated.
Yeah, it
still
really
looks,
is true.
And it still has that militarial, if you walk on a battleship, it looks like this. If you look at a field command for aviation, it looks like this. And that's the testament to the designers, 60 years later, it still holds up.
If anything, looking at it at this scale gives me even more respect for the cohesion of the design.
One of the things that really shocked us was color, because everyone said, oh, paint. But actually, if you look, there's only about 5 colors.
Wow.
But there isn't. Your eye makes you see way more than there actually is, and everybody remembers it being this vivid thing with lots of things going on, and 90% of it was static, but it tricked you.
I'm curious if I would imagine that you're using some of the same techniques the set builders from the show used to make the buttons light and look correct.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Other than where we've got the indebtedness of LEDs, which are cool to the touch, they literally had problems with fire. They could only keep them on for a certain amount of time, and there are very few photos at the back, and they've got the rat's nest of wiring in the back. It was horrific. And there must have been a guy with a stopwatch going, right, 10 minutes in, we're going to have to shut this down, because incandescence would have been, I can't imagine it didn't burst into flames on multiple occasions.
Okay, so now you've tried to replicate everything, but I'm wondering if there's something that you think the fans might still add after when somebody purchases this.
There will be. The number one thing is it's empty.
Right.
It has no people. That's something we're working on, but just as a little example, and when you see it with people, if we put Uhura in her station, and these are just
chairs are the
mock-ups,
best.
and they're the famous chairs. But once you put some people in, and I guess we should probably put the captain in, it gives it. And again, these are unpainted figures, but it gives it a whole. And I hate to use the word playset because this isn't going to cost $10.
No,
but people are going to play with it. So we do want to try and give some kind of figural element to it. What that will be today, I can't tell you.
Amazing.
But, it's something we're working on.
I love his little captainly stance in there. There's the thing about that chair, once you sit in it, you immediately feel like Kirk. And he's got that,
command
sort
presence.
of swagger. Yeah. Oh my
But none of us will ever be as cool as Bill.
No one will ever be as cool as 1960s Shatner. Dude, this is such an unbelievable achievement.
Well, I got to shout out to the team that built this. This is a work of many, as are all these things.
I can only imagine.
You guys know who you are.
Only love brings something like this into its full realization.
Love and insanity, which are two ends of the same spectrum, right?
They really are. Oh my God, Barry, this is so incredible. Thank you so much for bringing this.
My pleasure.
I'm not going to say beam me up. I'm not going to say beam me up. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. It's like a video equivalent of the Clean Plate Club. If you like that video, you might also click on this one. It's also